Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, good evening. And we will discuss today the fourth verse of the Nectar of Instruction. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnanjana Shlakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswata Devi Gauravani Pacharani Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskachaya Desatani. Srila Prabhupada ki. So after discussing the second and the third verse of Nectar of Instructions, which are instructions what not to do and what to do in devotional service, then now we speak about relationships. Then, if we follow these texts 2 and 3 with great attention and we follow these instructions, then we are ready to develop loving relationships with the devotees. And these loving relationships are performed through six loving exchanges. And these are explained in this verse 4. So I'm reading the Sanskrit first. Dadati patihrinati huyam akyati pritchati bhunkte bhojayate sheva satvidam pritilakshanam. The word for word translation. Dadati, giving charity. Patihrinanti, accepting in return. Guyam, confidential topics. Akyati, explains. Pritchati, inquires. Bhunkte, eats. Bhojayate, feeds. Cha, also. Eva, certainly. Svabvidam, 6 kinds. Priti, of love. Lakshanam, the symptoms. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad, and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. Now it is, so these are the 6 loving exchanges, and Srila Prabhupada will discuss them in the purport one by one. So we are starting reading the purport. Can someone read the first paragraph, which is on the screen?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami explains how to perform devotional activities in the association of the devotees. There are 6 kinds of activities. 1, giving charity to the devotees. 2, accepting from the devotees whatever they may offer in return. 3, opening one's mind to the devotees. 4, inquiring from them about the confidential service of the Lord. 5, honoring prasad, or spiritual food, given by the devotees. And 6, feeding the devotees with prasad. An experienced devotee explains, with an inexperienced devotee learns, and an inexperienced devotee learns from him. This is Gayam Akyati Prachati. When a devotee distributes prasad, remnants of food offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in order to maintain our spirit of devotional service, we must accept the prasad as the Lord's grace received through the pure devotees. We should also invite pure devotees to our home. offer them prasad, and be prepared to please them in all respects. This is called Bhakti Bhayojate Chaiva.
Yes, thank you. So here, these 6 loving exchanges are explained that so giving gifts and receiving gifts, that so Prabhupada explains giving charity, our best charity to give to people are our books that give them something Krishna conscious in charity and accepting from the devotees whatever may offer in return. So these loving exchanges are important. That charity is the duty of the householder, especially from the householder. And we see at the end of this purport, Srila Prabhupada makes this point that we should also invite pure devotees to our home, offer them prasad, and be prepared to please them in all respects. So this is a program which was started by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He started a Namhata program and this can be started in every house. Inviting preachers, it's a pure devotees here. And let them preach and then prasad. Usually these programs consist out of 3 parts: kirtan, lecture, and prasad. So this is in agreement with this 6 symptoms of love, or six exchanges of love that such programs contains. First, giving charity, we are giving Krishna conscious knowledge to others. Inquiring confidential, yes, question and answers. And then prasad, that's offering prasad, receiving prasad. So this is the backbone of our programs to engage in these 6 loving exchanges. It said inquiring from them about the confidential service of the Lord. So inquiring confidential. So this inquiring confidentially, we have to execute that properly. We must know on which level the devotees are. That Prabhupada mentioned that in the beginning of the next verse. We go to the next verse, 6.5. In that first line of the purport, he says, in order to intelligently apply the 6-fold loving reciprocations mentioned in the previous verse, one must select proper persons with careful discrimination. So that means one must know who is advanced and not advanced. So Prabhupada speaks in this purport of Kanishta Madhyam Adhikar and Uttam Adhikar, the 3 levels of devotees. Because if we go back to this 6-fold loving exchanges, we see here that revealing one's mind in confidence. And that is one of the functions of Krishna consciousness. To make advancement, we need to reveal our mind in confidence with the spiritual master or one who is senior to us, more advanced. One cannot reveal one's mind in confidence to a neophyte or one who just starts. One must at least be on an equal level. And it's important that we are developing these loving relationships, especially with those who are on equal level, and share our experience confidentially. It means that we have to develop friendship. If you have friendship, you can reveal your mind in confidence. You see all these instructions here in Nectar of Instruction, how to apply them. We discuss one with another, but it can only be done with equals, or one can reveal one's mind to one who is more advanced. Therefore, one has to know who is more advanced and who is less advanced than me. One must know one's own position and the position of others, because devotional service has stages. Therefore, this is very important. This revealing one's mind in confidence to make spiritual advancement. And before, in the 70s, everyone was living in the temple, and at morning and evening programs, there was a lot of scope to get questions and answers from those more advanced. But also among equals, this is important. Therefore, it's important that the devotees come together and discuss with one another, especially those on equal level. Now, for the moment, since many years now, I'm doing some work for the sannyas ministry, and the sannyas candidates, they must form groups of devotees who are on equal level and who develop friendship with each other and who are revealing their minds in confidence. And I want to show you one of these groups because we have received, for the moment at least, 30 of these groups going on. And we want to create them in many places. And so that's important. We can everywhere form such groups who share confidentially, who discuss that. And I want to share a video. I first started here. So let's see.
As already explained.
Yeah. Now I will try to share it with you. It's 5 minutes. It's 7 minutes. It says here that, and we can then see. I'm just trying to share it. Share. Up. Share. But I think I have to go to. I think you see it on the screen, right?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah. So, stop share. I'm sharing it again. It's interesting. Resume. No, just a moment. No. Just a moment. Some technical difficulties, but we will come there soon. I don't know what's happening. Try it again. Start it again here. Comes on the screen.
As already explained, one should not be ideal but should be very enthusiastic about executing the regulatory principles. Tatat karma pravartana. Neglect of regulative principles will disturb devotional service. In this Krishna consciousness movement, there are four basic regulative principles: forbidding illicit sex, meditating, gambling, intoxication. A devotee must be very enthusiastic about following these principles. If he becomes slack in following any of them, his progress will certainly be checked. Srila Rup Goswami therefore recommends Tat Karma Pravartanat.
Are you hearing?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah, okay, I
Yes.
continue. Please hear and see. They are discussing also nectar of instruction, this group.
One must strictly follow regulative principles of Vedic Bhakti. In addition to these four provisions, there are positive regulative principles such as daily chanting of 16 rounds on Japa Mala beads. These regulative activities must be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. This is called Tat Karma Pravartana or varied engagement in devotional service. जैसे इसमें बताया कि हमें मतलब कि ऐसे ढीले ढाले बन के नहीं रहना, मतलब कि पूरे एंथुसियाज्म के साथ कहते हैं रेगुलेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स को फॉलो करना है. अगर हम थोड़े से भी ढीले होंगे इनको फॉलो करने में तो जो हमारी डिवोशनल सर्विस है मतलब कि उसमें रुकावट आ सकती है. जैसे इसमें 4 रेगुलेटिव प्रिंसिपल बताए गए हैं, जैसे नो इलिसिट सेक्स, नो मेडिटेटिंग, नो गैम्बलिंग, नो इंटॉक्सिकेशन. तो इनको हमने एंथुसियाज्म के साथ परफॉर्म करना है, मतलब कि इनसे बच के रहना है, इनको नहीं करना. इसके साथ कुछ नियम भी बताएं जो हमें करना है, जैसे कि चैंटिंग हो गया, हियरिंग हो गया, रीडिंग वगैरह हो गया. ये जो नियम है ये हमें रेगुलरली करने हैं. इससे क्या होगा कि जो वो क्या कहते हैं, हमें जो वो नियम दिए गए हैं जो कि हमने नहीं करने, तो उसमें हमें आसानी होगी उनको उनसे बचने में. ये बताया गया इस पैराग्राफ में. इसमें क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं कि जैसे जो 4 रूल्स दिए, नो इलिसिट सेक्स, नो गैम्बलिंग, नो मेडिटेटिंग और नो इंटॉक्सिकेशन, इसमें 3 तो आसानी से हो जाते हैं. गैम्बलिंग हो गया और इंटॉक्सिकेशन और मेडिटेटिंग, इससे तो बच जाते हैं. जो इलिसिट सेक्सुअल है वो मतलब कि हर जगह तंग करता है, क्योंकि हम फिजिकली नहीं करते, चाहे वो दिमाग में तो रहता है, माइंड में तो आती है उसकी डिजायर्स, चाहे हम सभी में आती होंगी ज्यादातर. चाहे हम किसी के सामने नहीं बोल सकते, शर्म आती होगी, पर आती जरूर होगी सबके माइंड में. तो उससे कैसे बच सकते हैं?
दूसरा मैंने भी प्रैक्टिकली देखा है कि अगर हम साइड बाय साइड अगर ऐसे थॉट्स आ रहे हैं तो अगर हम कीर्तन चलाए ना, प्रभुपाद जी के कीर्तन या हरे कृष्ण कीर्तन ऐसे अगर हम चलाएं तो वो थॉट्स चला जाता है, मतलब धीरे धीरे ग्रेजुअली वो थॉट्स चला जाता है. और मैंने ये प्रैक्टिकली मतलब जब भी ऐसा होता है तो मैं कीर्तन चलाता हूँ और उससे फिर क्या है कि ये थॉट्स चला जाता है जैसे सेक्स. तो ये भी आप मतलब यूज कर सकते हो, इसको कीर्तन चला सकते हो साइड में.
जो हमें अपने आप को ऐसे एक सर्विस में लगाना पड़ेगा जिसका आनंद बहुत ज्यादा हो. तो हम लोगों क्या भगवान की सर्विस से ज्यादा तो आनंद किस चीज में आए. तो उस चीज में अपने आप को एंगेज करेंगे तो बाकी जो चीजें हैं वो खुद ही उनका जो स्वाद है ना वो फीका हो जाता है, फिर वो उसमें एंजॉयमेंट नहीं रहती फिर चीज में. और दूसरा प्रभुपाद जो इन्होंने बात बताई वो बिल्कुल सही. प्रभुपाद जी की आवाज बहुत स्ट्रांग है, मतलब जब भी ऐसा कोई थॉट आता है तो सबसे पहला काम ये करना चाहिए कि प्रभुपाद जी का कीर्तन किया, उनका कोई भी एक लेक्चर लाओ, क्योंकि उनकी आवाज इतनी स्ट्रांग है, मतलब उनकी आवाज में दम है जो कहते हैं ना. तो उससे बिल्कुल सारे इस तरह के थॉट को भी ना वो बिल्कुल स्ट्रेस हो जाते हैं उसमें. मतलब प्रैक्टिकल एक बहुत अच्छी चीज है, मतलब अगर इस चीज को कंट्रोल करना.
जैसे इस ग्रेस मदन प्रभु जी ने भी बताया था, अपने लेक्चर्स में बताते हैं कि वो थॉट नहीं बट उस पर कंटेम्पलेशन जो होता है वो नुकसान करता है. तो जब आता है तो वी शुड सी कि कैसे हम उसको बस एक पासिंग थॉट बना सकें. तो उसके लिए जैसे प्रभु जी ने कहा ये प्रैक्टिकल चीज हम कर सकते हैं. सबसे पहले खाली हम ये तो प्रैक्टिकल टिप्स तो हैं ही कि हम ये ऐसा करें, लेकिन सबसे पहले हमें जानना जरूरी है कि सेक्स लाइफ है ही क्यों, इसका पर्पस क्या है, वो क्लियर होना चाहिए। ये खाली एक संस्कार है, गर्भाधान संस्कार, इसके अलावा ये कुछ भी नहीं है एक संतान उत्पत्ति करने के लिए। सेकेंडली हमेशा याद रखें कि जैसे कि अल्टीमेटली जो बॉडी है वो बना किसका हुआ है। जैसे अभी हम मायापुर ट्रेन में है, जो हम सफर करने जा रहे थे मायापुर में, तो हम 2 दिन तक जैसे अब ट्रेन में रहे, शरीर ऐसा हो गया था ना कि खुद को भी शीशे में देखने का मन नहीं करता। तो उस समय हमें जो रियलाइज होता है कि कितना ब्यूटीफुल है ये असली में, जिसको हम इतना, जिस ब्यूटी से हम अट्रैक्ट हो रहे हैं। तो उस समय हम याद रख सकते हैं कि इसका इसका जो रियल वैल्यू है वो कितना है। अगर उस समय अगर हम इस चीज को याद नहीं रखेंगे, जब हम सामने जिससे भी अट्रैक्ट हो रहे हैं, अल्टीमेटली हम क्या, वो भी सोल है, वो भी प्रकृति है, हम भी प्रकृति है। क्या प्रकृति दूसरी प्रकृति का भोग करके खुश हो सकती है? नहीं हो सकती। तो ये हो ही नहीं सकता, इम्पॉसिबल है। दूसरा टेम्परेरी प्लेजर है। तो मतलब और ये भी याद रखना चाहिए कि अभी हम कुछ समय के लिए, तो अगर हम इन केस अगर उसके उस राह पे चल के हम टेम्परेरी प्लेजर ले भी लेते हैं, तो टेम्परेरी प्लेजर आएगा 5 सेकंड का। लेकिन हमें हमेशा याद रखना चाहिए कि जब पिछली बार किया था उसके बाद वाला जो हमारा वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन आने वाला है, जो हमें उसके बाद जो हम शोक में जाने वाले कि मैंने क्यों कर दिया, वो कितना भयंकर होगा, वो भी याद रखें। तो इससे ये भी होगा, मतलब हमें गलती दोहरानी नहीं है, लेकिन गलती याद रखनी है कि हमने ऐसी गलती करी थी, उससे भी होगा। सेकेंडली तो साधना स्ट्रॉन्ग करने से तो बल आता है। साधना हमारा वो है, स्ट्रेंथ है। जितनी अच्छी साधना होगी उतना ज्यादा हमें कर पाएंगे। अगर साधना में दिक्कत है, हमारी इम्पोर्टेंटली हीरिंग और रीडिंग अगर कमजोर है, फिर तो पक्का उड़ाएगा ही उड़ाएगा। ये तो बहुत स्ट्रांग है, इससे कोई नहीं जीत सकता। भगवान भगवत गीता के अंदर जब बोलते हैं कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, अर्जुन को बोलते हैं कि इसको जीतो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल। मतलब भगवान, मतलब आप ये सोचो वो स्वयं भगवान है, और भगवान होके भी ये कह रहे हैं कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इसको काबू करो। तो मतलब वो कितना ज्यादा मुश्किल होगा। वो काम से नहीं जीत सकते हम। तो हम सोचे कि हम काम से जीत जाएंगे, नहीं, काम से नहीं जीतते अनलेस एंड अनटिल हम शेल्टर ना ले भगवान की। तो ये
कई बार कई बार जैसे बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे थॉट्स आते हैं, तो उस टाइम एक क्विक किसकी, जैसे एक लेक्चर सुना था, रेमेडी ये होती है कि जैसे डीटीज के सामने जाके हम बैठ सकते हैं, प्रार्थनाएं कर सकते हैं, और एक राउंड ऑफ चैंटिंग कर सकते हैं। या फिर जैसे कि प्रभुपाद जी के लेक्चर, ये एकदम क्विक रेमेडीज हैं कि अगर आपको लग रहा है कि बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे थॉट्स आ रहे हैं, तो ऐसे डीटीज के सामने जाके प्रार्थना करने से तो बहुत ही ज्यादा मतलब ऐसे मतलब थॉट्स एकदम ही कम हो जाते हैं। और प्रभुपाद जी का लेक्चर चला लें, वो चेरी ऑन द टॉप।
So I think that will give you a good idea about this confidential exchange, that revealing one's mind in confidence between devotees. It's important. You may have noticed in this exchange that we have seen that devotees share their realizations, and we learn from these realizations. It is essential to have these exchanges, to learn how to bring it into practice. Krishna says if we are coming together, we're discussing about him or the philosophy, Krishna is there and helps us. That so this revealing one's mind in confidence is very important. But like I said, it can only be done with equals, or you can reveal your mind to someone who is more advanced, and one who is more advanced can hear another junior devotee revealing his mind and mentoring. So that's the idea of mentoring. Also, it's part of the 6 loving exchanges of love, the exchanges of love between the devotees. Now, here we have So this is mostly about this kuyam akyati pritchati, that so confidentially exchanging, inquiring, that opening one's mind. It is very much necessary for us to make advancements. Srila Goswami therefore wants us to come together. These small groups in which we discuss together are not new. Even Lord Chaitanya, when he was in Jagannath Puri, formed a small group together with Bhakti Swarup Damodar and with Ramananda Roy. They had confidential discussions every evening. So that is also this Kuyam Akyati Pritchati. And therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur started this Namahata. And we can also practice that in our own family. The family comes together and discuss about Krishna and the philosophy and exchange experiences. That is how we learn. Association of devotees is very important. Without that association means these 6 loving exchanges. These 6 loving exchanges is our loving exchange. We don't have this loving exchange with materialistic people. There we only give. We give in charity, but we don't accept from them. We give them prasad, we don't accept their food. We give our philosophy, we don't accept their philosophy. Only giving there. So now we come to the next paragraph. Someone can read the next paragraph?
Yes.
Thank you.
Even in ordinary social activities, these 6 types of dealings between 2 loving friends are absolutely necessary. For instance, when one businessman wishes to contact another businessman, he arranges a feast in a hotel, and over the feast, he openly expresses what he wishes to do. He then inquires from his business friend how he should act, and sometimes presents are exchanged. Thus, whenever there is a dealing of priti or love in intimate dealings, these 6 activities are executed. In the previous verse, Srila Rupa Goswami advised that one should renounce worldly association and keep company with the devotees. Sangha Tyagat Sato Vrite. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been established to facilitate these 6 kinds of loving exchanges between devotees. This society was started single-handedly, but because people are coming forward in dealing with the give and take policy, the society is now expanding all over the world. We are glad that people are donating very liberally to the development of the society's activities. And people are also eagerly accepting whatever humble contribution we are giving them in the shape of books and magazines dealing strictly with the subject matter of Krishna consciousness. We sometimes hold Hare Krishna festivals and invite life members and friends to participate in the feasting by accepting prasad. Although most of our members come from the higher rungs of society, they nonetheless come and take whatever little prasad we are able to offer them. Sometimes the members and supporters inquire very confidentially about the methods of performing devotional service, and we try to explain this. In this way, our society is successfully spreading all over the world, and the intelligentsia of all countries is gradually appreciating our Krishna conscious activities. The life of the Krishna conscious society is nourished by these 6 types of loving exchanges among the members. Therefore, people must be given the chance to associate with the devotees of ISKCON because simply by reciprocating in the 6 ways mentioned above, an ordinary man can fully revive his dormant Krishna consciousness. In the Bhagavad Gita 262, it is stated, Sangat Sanjayate Kama. One's desires and ambitions develop according to the company one keeps. It is often said that a man is known by his company, and if an ordinary man associates with devotees, he will certainly develop his dormant Krishna consciousness. The understanding of Krishna consciousness is innate in every living entity, and it is already developed to some extent when the living entity takes a human body.
Thank you. Good. That this was a long paragraph. But what Prabhupada is saying is the 6 loving exchanges that we find there on also in the material world. That these 6 loving exchanges, businessmen are coming together. They organize a feast and they exchange gifts and they inquire confidentially how to expand their business. But we are applying these 6 loving exchanges on the spiritual platform. We are giving spiritual gifts. We are inquiring about spiritual, how to make spiritual advancement. So these are symptoms of love. So love means service. And this is a service we perform to develop our loving exchanges and to develop to develop friendship. Because we have seen we develop friendship, and then when we are friends, we can inquire confidentially. And then you inquire confidentially, friendship deepens, and by that inquiring confidentially, you strengthen each other's sadhana. We have seen the discussion in this small group that they are strengthening each other's sadhana. That how to follow the 4 relative principles, that was the point. That and a lot of advice came out just by this exchange. That so we need that kind of exchange, and when that exchange is there, friendship deepened, and then naturally their service attitude increases, and they are going to serve together. So that's all going together. That these levels, first friendship, then you support each other's sadhana, and then finally you come to the point of serving together. That and that's a natural development which is described here by Rupa Goswami. That Prabhupada says that's the purpose of our society, to facilitate the 6 loving exchanges. That because this is also our relationship with Krishna is also based on these loving exchanges. We are cooking for Krishna, we are offering food to Krishna. And Krishna accepts it and turns it into prasad and gives it back to us. So that's a very deep spiritual loving exchange that we may pray to Krishna. There's also a confidential exchange giving gifts, receiving gifts. So these are the loving exchanges between us and Krishna, but also between devotees. And ISKCON is made to facilitate that. And Prabhupada said this is how the society developed. It developed and it will also expand further based on this give and take philosophy. You give and receive. That and it says it's by this that society is expanding all over the world. Devotees go out to distribute books to give Krishna to others. That and people are buying the books, we get the money, and we are printing more books. That so in that it's a give and take policy, and by that it is expanding. That also, because this is also in Bhagavad Gita, when you cannot fix your mind on Krishna, then follow the regulative principles of devotional service. By that you will become attracted to Krishna. But if you cannot do that, then do some service or give some donations. So it's if members give donations, helps them also to become more detached and make a spiritual advancement, because it pleases Krishna. That so that is Prabhupada said it's the life of ISKCON, it's the soul of ISKCON. This 6 loving exchanges that like when you come to the temple, Nectar of Devotional Advices, you take something, a gift for the deities. Don't come empty-handed. And that's a nice practice. And then Prabhupada refers to this Bhagavad Gita, Dayate Visaya Pumsam Sanghaste Svajayate Sangha Sanyayate Kama Krodha Vijayate. One's desires and ambitions develop in the company one's keep. So if one keeps company of materialists, then one will engage in sense gratification. If one takes the company of drunkards, well, one will get drunk one way or another. So this is according to the company one keeps. Therefore, it's important we associate with devotees only, that and we give to others, but we don't take. That otherwise we associate with them and we become contaminated by their desires. But yes, it is a man is known by his company. That is true. That the understanding of the Krishna consciousness is innate in every living entity. And it is already developed to some extent when the living entity takes a human body. Yes, the human body gives us the higher intelligence, higher consciousness. And that consciousness allows us to understand the importance of this 6 loving exchanges and engaging them. Now, Prabhupada quotes from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22, verse 107. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sada Kapa Noi Shravanadi Sudasite Karya Odoi. Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the heart of the living entity. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, that love naturally awakens. Since Krishna consciousness is inherent in every living entity, everyone should be given a chance to hear about Krishna. Simply by hearing and chanting Shravan and Kirtanam, one's heart is directly purified, and one's original Krishna consciousness is immediately awakened. Krishna consciousness is not artificially imposed upon the heart. It is already there. When one chants the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the heart is cleansed of all mundane contamination. So what Prabhupada is saying, this loving exchanges are based on a loving affection, which is in the heart of all living entities. It's nothing natural. Our spiritual body and our original consciousness are now covered over, but they are still there. And therefore that tendency is there to love and have these exchanges. But it's now perverted. It is done through material motives, material consciousness. But the desire to serve is still there. That the difference, this is in the 7th canto, the difference between a daitya or a demon and a devotee. That the devotee, he wants to serve out of love, to please Krishna. And the non-devotee, the demoniac persons, they act out of self-interest. Self-interest to give pleasure to their senses. And by that they are a disturbance for everyone. It's going against this principle of love. But that, unfortunately, that tendency is in all of us, because that's why we are in the material world. But we have to rectify this. And it's rectified by Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, by hearing about Krishna, by chanting about Krishna, by remembering Krishna. That is the medicine that's for the conditioned soul, and that's explained by Maharaj Pariksit in the 10th canto. And one of the first verses, Maharaj Pariksit says to Sukadev Goswami, Nirvita Tarsher Bhagyamanat Basal Satakshot Vamanobhiramat. So one must become free from lust. And for this one has Bhavasadak, one has to take a medicine. Shotva Manobhiramat. And that medicine is hearing about Krishna and become absorbed in this. So we must take that medicine, but when you take that medicine together in a small group and you discuss it, and the exchanges are there, our heart will more quickly purify than just hearing that. But that original consciousness is Krishna consciousness. This is what Lord Shiva says to Sati. Krishna consciousness is pure consciousness. It is consciousness which is uncovered. There is no covering. So our pure consciousness is there, but it's now contaminated by the material modes. And by that, we become entangled in this world. But that contamination has to be removed. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya gives the method how to remove it. And that's the first verse of the Shikshastakam. Cheto Darpana Martanam Bhavamaha Davachni Nirvapanam Shreyakarai Vasandrika Vitranam Vityavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamritasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Pram Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. All glories to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is a prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So it cleanses the mirror of the heart. If you have a mirror and you have dust, you don't see your face in it. But it's cleansed, you start to see your face. So if all the dust from our consciousness is removed, our pure Krishna consciousness become again manifest. The covering is taken away, and that so Prabhupada clearly establishes here in this purport that to purify we must chant the holy name of Krishna. And now it discusses this more deeply in the next paragraph. Can someone read the next paragraph, please?
Not only is the chanter of the Maha Mantra purified, but the heart of anyone who happens to hear the transcendental vibration of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is also cleansed. Even the souls embodied in lower animals, insects, trees, and other species of life also become purified and prepared to become fully Krishna conscious simply by hearing the transcendental vibration. This was explained by Thayakura Haridasa when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired from him how living entities lower than human beings can be delivered from material bondage. Haridasa Thakura said that the chanting of the holy names is so powerful that even if one chants in the remotest parts of the jungle, the trees and animals will advance in Krishna consciousness simply by hearing the vibration. This was actually proved by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself when he passed through the forest of Jairekanda. At that time, the tigers, snakes, deer, and all the other animals abandoned their natural animosity and began chanting and dancing in Sankirtana. Of course, we cannot imitate the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but we should follow in his footsteps. We are not powerful enough to enchant the lower animals, such as tigers, snakes, cats, and dogs, or entice them to dance. But by chanting the holy names of the Lord, we can actually convert many people throughout the world to Krishna consciousness. Contributing or distributing the holy name of the Lord is a sublime example of contributing or giving charity, the Devotee principle. By the same token, one must also follow the Pratigrunati principle and be willing and ready to receive the transcendental gift. One should inquire about the Krishna consciousness movement and open his mind in order to understand the situation of this material world. Thus, the Goyam Aikyati Prachati principles can be served.
Thank you very much. So we have here this Dadati principle, giving in charity. Prabhupada said, the best charity is go on Harinam and spread these holy names of Krishna. It is beneficial for everyone who hears it, that they may, because when they hear the holy name, then the auspiciousness starts in their life. Not that they become immediately purified. That I remember in London, the devotees went on Harinam, and every day they came at the fruits and vegetable stall, and every time the man there who was selling the vegetables was throwing rotten tomatoes to the devotees, and that happens day after day. But after some time, he became curious, and he wanted to know what these devotees were doing. And at the Harinam, he was following them back to the temple. And finally, he became a devotee. There was also a man in London who was hearing the Harinam. And later on, he was from some country in Africa, and he gave a big donation to ISKCON of land, of a building. It was interesting. But it started with Harinam, that it is very powerful, that the Haridas Thakur said also about the chanting of the holy name. He said, when one chants japa, one should chant loudly, because by that one does not only purify oneself, but also others, that even the walls become purified. Everything becomes purified just by the chanting of the holy name. Of course, for us, the full potency of the holy name will only manifest when we give up our offensive mentality. But even when we have an offensive mentality, still it has an effect. It is a minimum effect, but the chanting the holy name is always purifying us. But when we have an offensive mentality, it's going very, very slow. But if you continue chanting Haridas Thakur said, finally the holy name will become merciful and help you to purify further. That because holy name is Krishna. When we give the holy name to others, we are giving Krishna factually. And that is the basis of our Dadati principle. We give the holy name to others, or we give Krishna in the form of his holy names. We give Krishna also in the form of the books, Prabhupada's books, because Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna himself, who manifested himself in Kali Yuga after his disappearance. So these are loving exchanges. We will continue next time with the purport. If there are any questions, comments, please.
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes.
Thank you for the class. And thanks for sharing that video. That was very nice to see that. When you were speaking earlier about I think you were quoting the Shikshastakam, and I believe it's in the Shikshastakam, and I've heard it other places. This metaphor used for the mind is a mirror, or it talks about cleaning the mirror of the mind, or is it the mirror of the heart?
Yeah, the heart of the mind, it's the same.
Why exactly is that metaphor mirror used for the heart and the mind?
Yeah, because if we are pure, then we see ourselves in our heart. We understand and realize we are a spirit soul, uncontaminated. But when the mirror of the heart or the mind is covered with dust, contaminated by the muds of passion and ignorance, we can even not understand who we are. And we are acting on the misconception that we are the body. So yes, this is the mirror of the mind, that we have to cleanse the mirror by chanting the holy names, by performing devotional service, by hearing the Bhagavatam. And the more these misconceptions go, the more our problems go. Our problems are lamentation, illusion, and fear. And just by hearing about Krishna, from the Bhagavatam it said, but it's a verse in 176, I think, that 177, by giving oral reception to this Bhagavatam, that all what is troublesome to the heart is removed, and all lamentation, illusion, and fear dissipates. We realize we are eternal. We are not this body, and that the body will go, but we are eternal. We remain. And therefore all fear goes, that all lamentation goes, and the illusion that we are the body goes. And that is the cleansing of the heart. That if you just start chanting Hare Krishna, you feel already, I'm not a body. You have still to realize it, but you have the feeling I'm different from the body. Just in the beginning with the chanting. But that develops further as we become purified. I hope this helps.
Yes, thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you next week. I'm going to chant my Japanal. Hare Krishna, Jai Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
I go.